Good morning. So in today's session, we will be understanding the next topic of demand management, that is make-to-order production, which is also called as MTO. So we have discussed a high-level overview about this make-to-order scenario in a very first session of this demand management topic. Okay, we'll just cover it up a little bit, and then we'll start executing different strategies practically in SAP. Okay, so here what we can see, the topics, we'll understand the overview of make-to-order production one more time, and then we will execute in SAP system planning strategy 20. We'll understand how the planning strategy 50 will work, and then we'll understand one very important thing here is unrestricted use stock and sales order stock. So what is this and what's the difference between these two? We'll understand it. And then finally, we'll understand the concept called individual or collective indicator, which we are going to maintain in material master. What happens if we maintain individual indicator, or what happens if we maintain collective indicator? These are the various topics we'll understand in today's session. Okay. So first, what is make to order production? As the name itself indicates that we are not going to manufacture any finished product or semi-finished product until and unless we receive the order from the customer, which is nothing but a sales order. Till that point of time, we will sit idle. As soon as we receive sales order from the customers, then only we will start manufacturing activity. We will produce the finished product, and then we are going to deliver it to the customer. That is what is going to happen here in the make to order. Okay. As unlike in make to stock production, there won't be any plant independent requirements here. So no plant independent requirement, that means no forecast that will be done. So it will be very simple, straightforward. We will be receiving sales order from the customers, and then we are going to deliver it to the customer against that particular sales order. And here one thing what we need to understand is the net requirement calculation is carried out individually for every sales order. So we will see this particular point in SAP while executing it. Okay. So for every sales order, the net requirement calculation will take place separately. Okay. And then whenever we receive the sales orders from multiple customers for the same product, okay, though it is the same product, but the sales order whatever we are going to get from different customers, we cannot swap the order of one customer to another customer. Though the order is for same product, we cannot give the product which is manufactured specific to one sales order. We cannot deliver that product to another sales order. That is not possible. System will not allow us to do that. That is what is called as stocks cannot be swapped back and forth between sales order. Okay, we will see this also in the system. And the sales order stock is reduced when goods are issued to the customer. As soon as we do the goods issue, nothing but deliver the goods to the customer in the system, the sales order stock will get reduced. We will see all these points one by one while executing it practically in the system. Okay. Now, there are various make-to-order strategies that are available. Okay, so in our session, we will be understanding the planning strategy 20 and planning strategy 50. So, today, we'll continue with make-to-order. Okay, so here we'll be understanding two strategies. One is planning strategy 20, which is also called as pure make-to-order. This is also called as pure make-to-order. And another one is 50. This is called as planning without final assembly. Okay, so here there is no forecast. Okay, that means no PIR. We are not going to execute MD61 to maintain our forecast. Okay, so our process entirely depends on the sales order. As soon as we receive sales order, our manufacturing activity starts. Once we receive the sales order. Okay, now we will check it in the SAP practically. Okay, for that, what we have to do, we have to first maintain the planning strategy in the MRP3 view of material master. Okay, which we did yesterday. MRP3 view. In the MRP3 view, we have to maintain the planning strategy. First, let's start with planning strategy 20. Okay, so here, what happens is in planning strategy 20, okay, we are let us consider we are manufacturing the product A, and for the same product, we will receive two sales orders. Okay, we will receive two sales orders, one and two different sales orders from different customers. Okay, now what we do after receiving the sales order, we are going to run MRP. We'll be doing the material requirements planning run. As soon as we do it, system is going to generate a planned order specifically for the sales order. One planned order will be generated for one sales order, another planned order will be generated for the second sales order, which is given by different customers. Once we receive planned orders, we will start production activity. We'll convert the planned order to production order. Okay, and once the production order is completed, what we will do, we will receive the goods to the warehouse stock by doing the goods receipt. Okay, once we do the goods receipt, the stock will come and it will sit in the warehouse. But this particular stock will be a sales order specific stock. Okay, it is not unrestricted stock. Here, it will be a sales order specific stock, or it's also called as customer specific stock. Now, we cannot deliver this particular stock, whatever we have manufactured here, it cannot be delivered to this particular customer. And we cannot deliver the product which we manufactured specific to this particular customer. We cannot deliver this particular product to this customer. That is not possible. That is what we discussed in our very first slide. We cannot swap the orders between two customers, even though the order is for the same product. Okay, we will see this practically so that we'll get a very clear understanding. Okay, this is what happens in planning strategy 20. Okay, so let's go back to SAP and start working with planning strategy 20. Now, first, we need to maintain planning strategy 20 in the material master. I'll be going to the material master now. Okay, so what is our finished product? Our finished product is Pepsi 1 liter bottle, and the code is 431. So go to MRP3 view. Yeah, Pepsi 1 liter bottle. Now, okay, it's already maintained here. Planning strategy 20. And for planning strategy 20, we don't require consumption mode, backward consumption period, forward consumption period, because this consumption mode and consumption periods are only used for the forecasting to consume the plant independent requirement. But in our case, there is no plant independent requirement. There is no forecast with this particular strategy. So no need to maintain consumption mode and consumption periods. Okay, just we need to maintain strategy 20, which is make to order production strategy. And if you check out the configuration for this particular strategy, so let us go to the configuration. Okay, so go to SAP reference IMG, scroll down, go to production planning, demand management, plant independent requirements. We have a planning strategy here. Go to define strategy. Okay, so now we are working with planning strategy 20. As we can clearly observe that planning strategy 20 doesn't have independent requirement type here. Okay, it has only customer requirement type, that is KE. So we would be able to see this KE customer requirement type in the sales order when we create it. Okay, as there is no forecast, there is no plant independent requirement type for 20. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's start creating it. Okay, now if we check out the MD04 transaction for our finished product, there is no stock and there are no requirements here. Okay, we will sit idle until and unless we receive the sales order. Okay, so let's go ahead and start create the sales order now. I'll be creating a sales order VA01. Okay, and the order will be creating with order type for the sales order is OR. This is our sales organization 1710, distribution channel is 10, and division is 00. Okay, this will be created by the SD consultant, handled by SD consultant. Okay, let's say we are getting order from this customer. Let reference number. Okay, and we are delivering to the customer from this plan, 1710 plan. Scroll down. Now the customer is giving us the order for the finished product. 431 is the product code name, code number. Okay, let's say he's giving order for 350 quantity. Okay, click on enter. Now here, if we go to the procurement tab, what is the customer requirement type you will be able to see here? It is KE. Oh, now why this customer type is coming as KE here? Because we maintained planning strategy 20 in material master. So what is the planning strategy 20 contains in the configuration customer requirement type? It is KE. From this configuration, system is picking the customer requirement type as KE when we create the sales order. Okay, so we will be able to see the proper customer requirement type in the sales order as per the configuration. Right now, let's check for the any document that is incomplete, incompletion log. Okay, so let us maintain it. Select it. Pricing is not maintained. We'll maintain it. Okay, scroll down. The pricing for RP00 as per the message what we are able to see here. This is not maintained. We are maintaining it here. Enter. Now that is maintained. Everything is done. Go back. Now I'm going to save my sales order. So before that, I'll go here. I'll maintain the shipping conditions. Okay, go to shipping tab. I'll maintain the storage location. From the storage location, we are going to pick the product while delivering it to the customer. Okay, now that is maintained. Nice. And I'm going to save my sales order. So our sales order is created with 366 number. Okay, if we go to stock requirement list, now if I refresh this, we would be able to see one customer order, nothing but the sales order. 366 is my sales order number. Now let's say we will get the order for same product from another customer. Okay, I'll create one more sales order which is given by another customer. Let's say we are getting the order from this customer now. Initially we got order from this customer which is ending with 3. Now we are getting the order from this customer which is ending with 5. Okay, so let me go to delivery plan. This is the plan from where we are going to deliver it to the customer. Okay, and let us maintain all other details. So he's also giving the order for the same product, and let's say he's also giving the order for the same quantity what the other customer has given. Okay, so we are just considering that it may be the same quantity or it may be a different quantity. That doesn't matter. Okay, I'm just taking the same quantity. Now let us check the procurement. If you go to the procurement type, again the customer requirement type is KE, which is coming from the configuration as we already seen it. Okay, now I'll go to this particular material line item, shipping tab, and now I'm going to maintain the storage location from where we are going to deliver it. Okay, let us check for the incompletion log now. I'm coming back. Okay, before that. Okay, fine. So go here. Let me check the incompletion log. Yes, select it. Complete the data. This is the pricing. Now everything is done. Come back. Now I'm going to save my second sales order, which is created with number 367. Okay, so this will also get reflected here in the stock requirement list. Okay, so first, if we double click on this particular customer order, okay, in the display mode, we will be able to see that first order was given by the customer ending with 3, and second order was given by the customer ending with 05. Okay, now we have two different customers over here. Two different sales orders given by two different customers. What we will do, the next step, what we need to do here is we need to run MRP as per the process. Now we got sales order, two different sales orders from different customers for the same product. Okay, I'll write it here. Okay, I'll write down here. So we got sales order 1 and we got one more sales order 2. Okay, this, let's say we got the order from the customer ending with 03 number, and this one we got the order from customer ending with 05 number. Okay, now what we have to do, in order to start a manufacturing activity, we have to run MRP. Okay, so once we run MRP, now what we'll do, we will run MRP for this. Once we run MRP, system is going to generate planned orders. So individual planned orders will be generated. Planned order, let's say I'll maintain it as X because we don't know what system is going to give the number, so I'll maintain it as X. And here, planned order will be generated with different number Y. Okay, so let's run MRP and check it out, how it behaves. I'm going to the screen, MRP screen now. The transaction code we'll be using MD02. Okay, run MRP for our finished product. Yes, MRP run took place. If you go to stock requirement list screen, now refresh it. See, one planned order system has generated for this customer order, another planned order system has generated for this customer order. Okay, two planned orders are created. Now if you go back to our slide, what we maintain, what we discussed, the net requirement calculation is carried out individually for every sales order. This is what it happens. Okay, system is going to calculate for individual sales orders, net requirement calculation. That means for every sales order, system is going to create a separate planned order like this. This is one planned order for this customer, and this is another planned order for the second customer order. Okay, they are handled individually. It's not clubbed. System is not going to create a single planned order for two customers. It's not going to do that. It will create a separate planned order for separate customers, which will be handled in a separate segment. Okay, now let us start manufacturing activity. So we have a planned order now. So next thing what we have to do, we have to convert this planned order to production order. Okay, now we will be doing production order. Production order. Okay, so this production order will be created for this planned order, another production order will be created for another planned order separately. Once the production orders are done, so once the production activity is done, we will be doing the goods receipt separately. Once we do the goods receipt, we will get customer specific stock. Okay, here also we will get the customer specific stock. Okay, let's do this. We are in this step, creating a planned order to production order. So double click on the planned order. We will be having an option to convert the planned order to production order here. Convert it. Now here, if you carefully observe that, we would be able to see the linkage of the sales order here in the production order. Okay, that means this production order is being created specifically to this sales order only. Whatever we are going to manufacture under this production order, that quantity has to be delivered against this sales order to this particular customer. He is our customer, ordering partner, party. Okay, we cannot deliver the product which we manufacture through this production order. We cannot deliver it to any other customer. Okay, that is why it is called as a customer specific stock. Okay, now this point, whatever we are able to see here, it is the integration between this particular scenario what we are executing today is the integration between PP module and ESP module. This is the integration. Integration happens here. SD sales order is linked with our PP order. Okay, so let's proceed here and let's start creating it. Now what I will do, I'll release my production order. Yeah, release the order, not a problem. I'm going to save my production order. Yes. Okay, as soon as I refresh it, this planned order will be converted to production order. Okay, now it has been converted to PRD order, nothing but production order. Similarly, what I will do, I'll convert the other planned order to production order. So before that, I'll finish all the activities related to this production order. So the next step is once the production order is created, we are assuming that all the production activities with respect to this production order is completed. Now our finished goods is ready. Okay, our final product is ready. We need to send it. That means we need to receive it into our storage location. That means we have to do the GR. So I'll do the GR for this production order now. To do the GR, we need to take this production order, take it. Okay, and now I'm going to the transaction code MIGO. Okay, let me go to the transaction code MIGO. Okay. Let me go to transaction code MIGO to do the goods receipt. We are doing goods receipt against the order. Enter the production order number, click enter. System is going to pick all the details from the production order. Now scroll down and let's maintain some details like to which storage location I want to receive this product. So maintain the storage location and come down, select item OK, and then check if there are any issues. There are no issues. System is creating a batch. This production order is created, whatever we did, and now we are receiving the goods under this particular batch, 199. Okay, now everything is okay. I'm going to post my document. Okay, document got posted. Now if we go back to stock requirement list screen, before refreshing the screen, I'll take a screenshot. We'll carefully observe what happens now. So let me minimize a little bit here. Okay, I'm going to refresh it. See, as soon as I refresh it, okay, anyhow, the production activity is completed. Okay, production activity is completed. So this production order is removed from the MD04 transaction. That means stock requirement list screen. It does not have any other activity left over. So this particular production order is removed. And we need to observe one more point very carefully here is that. What is that? Here we need to observe is the stock. What after manufacturing this one, the stock went into this particular customer specific against the customer specific stock. So earlier in previous scenarios in make to stock scenario, once we complete our production activity, the stock used to go and sit here. Okay, which is called as an unrestricted use stock. Okay, this is called as unrestricted use stock. This one. Now, whatever we manufactured, the system is showing that particular stock belongs to this customer order and it is sitting here, 350. It is not going and sitting here. Okay, this is called as a restricted stock or a customer specific stock. This is called as customer specific stock. What is the difference between this and this? If the stock is present in this place, okay, if the stock is present in this place, then we can deliver this stock to any customer. That doesn't matter. But if the stock is present in this place here, which is present right now, this stock can only be delivered to this particular customer against this customer specific order. Okay, that is the difference between customer specific stock and unrestricted use stock. Unrestricted use stock can be delivered to any customer, that doesn't matter. Whereas the customer specific stock which is sitting over here, this has to be delivered to that particular specific customer against this sales order. Okay, that is the difference between customer specific stock and unrestricted use stock. Okay, this is very, very important point over here. Now, similarly, we are going to manufacture our other production order. So click on planned order to convert it to production order. Yes. Now here also you would be able to see the linkage between the production order and sales order details. And this is the other sales order 367 and it is given by another customer which is ending with 05. Okay. Now I will release my sales production order and I'm going to save my production order now. If we refresh it, that planned order will be converted to PRD ORD, production order. Now we are assuming that all the production activities are completed with respect to this production order. We will be doing the goods receipt. Okay, select the goods receipt and order from the drop down. Enter the production order number. Click enter. System is going to pull all the details from the production order. Now let's say while doing the goods receipt, where we need to receive the goods, we want to receive it in the storage location. Enter. Now select item OK and check if there are any issues, any missing data. Okay, there are no missing data. Click on post. Material document posted. Now if we refresh this stock requirement list screen, this production order will also go from the system, and here the stock will reflect, this particular stock will get reflected in this one. Okay, I'll take one more screenshot of this. New screenshot of this. Okay, let me minimize a little bit more over here. Okay, so here if I refresh it, we'll observe it carefully here. Okay, now as soon as I refresh it, anyhow the production activity for this production order is already done. So this has been removed from the system. Now this stock did not move over here. Okay, the stock has moved to this particular against this customer specific order over here. If we can see here, this stock after removing the production order, the stock went into the customer specific stock, and it did not move to the unrestricted stock here. That means this particular quantity of the finished product has to be delivered to this particular customer only. Okay, so now we have these things. I'll take one more screenshot of this. Now we have a customer specific stock. Okay, so this stock has to be delivered only to this customer. this stock has to be delivered only to this customer. We cannot, though the product is same, thinking that okay, both the product is same and two customers have given the same quantity, and we can deliver the quantity of one customer to another customer. If we think that, system will not allow to do that. We cannot swap. We cannot deliver this particular order to this customer, or we cannot deliver this order to this customer. System will not allow us to do that activity. We have to deliver this quantity to this customer only and this quantity to this customer only. So we will see that how system behaves. If we try to deliver other customer's order to some other customer, what error message we will get it. Okay, now we will do that. So for that next activity, next step, what we are doing the delivery. So we got a customer specific stock now, right? We got customer specific stock. We have to deliver it to the customer. Okay, now delivery. Here also we will be delivering it to that particular customer only. Okay, so go back and let's start doing this one. So for delivery, we will be using the transaction code VL01N. So this activity will also be performed by the SD consultant. Okay, so our first order is, what is our first sales order number? It is 366. So come here, enter 366, date and from which plant. Okay, now go to picking tab. Now we need to pick 350 pieces to deliver to the customer, and it is a batch managed. We need to take what is the batch number. Okay, so suppose let's say I'll go to the batch. So here, MMB is the transaction to check the batch. Go here, click enter. Now we can also observe one point over here very carefully, that in our earlier sessions we used to see this particular stock in a very common area called unrestricted use stock. Now also it is in unrestricted use stock, but it is specific to this sales order. Here we can see, right? It is this particular quantity is specific to this sales order. This particular quantity is specific to this sales order, and it is mentioning that it is a sales order stock, not a complete unrestricted use stock over here. Okay, and we cannot deliver this stock to this customer and this stock to this customer. Let's try to do that. Suppose let's say I'll try to deliver this particular stock by taking this particular batch to the first customer. So go to delivery here, enter the batch number. I'm entering the batch number which is generated for other customer. Okay, now click enter, and I'm going to do the post goods issue. Let's see what is going to happen. See what system is saying, that sales order stock does not exist. It is saying that this particular batch, whatever you are entering, that does not exist for this particular customer. Okay, it's not allowing me to do that. Now if I enter the right batch number, okay, what is the correct batch number for this one? It is 199. So select this, and if you go to deliver screen and maintain the correct batch, enter. Now if I try to do the post goods issue, it will accept it, because we are entering the right batch and we are delivering the right batch what we manufactured to the right customer. Okay, and if delivery is done, if you go to stock requirement list screen, if I refresh this one, this particular customer order is already served. Okay, this will disappear from the system. Okay, now it will disappear from the list. Okay, similarly we have to deliver the product of 350 quantity to the other customer. Even we can check it out here in the stock overview list. Okay, now we have already delivered this, right? If I refresh it, it will go from the system. Okay, so that 199 batch is already delivered to the correct customer, that got disappeared from the stock overview screen. Now same thing we have to do it for the other customer. So let's go to the delivery screen. Okay, our next sales order number is 367. Enter. Now go to picking tab. So enter the picking quantity 350 and enter the batch number. So the next batch number is 200. So go to post goods issue. Okay, delivery has been done. Now if you go to the stock requirement list screen, as the delivery is done, if I refresh it, so this will also be removed from the list over here. That means we have delivered successfully to our customer. And go to stock requirement list. If I refresh it, this will also be removed. Okay, this is how the planning strategy 20 will work. Okay, now we clearly understood these points, right? Stock, we could not swap the stock back and forth between two different sales orders. That was not possible, right? We tried to do that, but system did not allow us to do that. Okay, and as soon as we deliver it to the customer, the sales order stock got reduced from our stock requirement screen. Okay, so they got disappeared from our stock requirement list screen here as soon as we deliver it to the customer. That is what these each point means. Okay, now we executed planning strategy 20. Okay, let's proceed ahead and let us try to understand planning strategy 50. Okay, now what is this planning strategy 50? I'll explain this particular slide in our Excel sheet. Okay, so if we come down, well, now let's understand planning strategy 50, which is also called as planning without the final assembly. Okay, in this planning strategy 50, as the name itself indicates, whatever planning we are doing, we are planning without final assembly. Without. Okay, strategy 50 is called as planning without final assembly. As the name itself indicates, we will be doing all the planning activities without considering the final assembly, nothing but the finished product. Okay, suppose let's say we are manufacturing, let's take our example only, we are manufacturing Pepsi 1 liter bottle. This is our finished product. Okay, now to manufacture Pepsi 1 liter bottle, what components we require? We require Pepsi bulk solution, okay, which is nothing but our semi-finished product, SFG, and we require empty bottles. Right, we require empty bottles, right? These are nothing but our packaging products, and we also require bottle caps, right? These are also packaging products. Now, in this planning strategy 50, what we will do is we will plan the down level materials without planning the header product. Okay, we will plan them. Plan these materials. That means before receiving the sales order for our header material, nothing but for our finished product, well in advance, what we will do, we will manufacture all the down level materials in planning strategy 50. Okay, we will manufacture bulk solution and keep it ready. We will procure empty bottles from the external vendor and keep them ready with us. We will procure the caps for the empty bottles from the external vendor and we will keep them ready with us. Now all the down level components are ready with us. Okay, as soon as we receive the sales order for our finished product, then by considering the down level materials which are already ready with us, okay, we will take all these products which are ready with us and we will manufacture our finished product, Pepsi 1 liter bottle. Okay, so what is the difference between 20 and 50 now? What is the difference between 20 and 50? In 20, what happens? We will not manufacture or we will not procure any down level components. Okay, we will start all the activities when we receive the sales order from the customer in case of planning strategy 20. Okay, so once we receive sales order in planning strategy 20, then we will start manufacturing bulk solution. We will procure empty bottles and bottle caps. Then what we do? We we gather all these components together to manufacture our finished product. So in order to do that, so system is going to take more time over here. So more time. Let's say we require 6 days to do this activity to manufacture our finished product in planning strategy 20. Whereas in case of planning strategy 50, what happens is, suppose let's say to manufacture bulk solution, we require 2 days. To procure these empty bottles and bottle caps, let's say 1 day. So and finally to manufacture our finished product, we require another 2 days. Okay, so total 6 days in case of planning strategy 20. But in case of planning strategy 50, what happens? We already manufactured or procured the down level components well in advance. So 4 days are reduced here. As soon as we receive sales order from the customer in case of 50, we already have these components with us. So we only need to manufacture our finished product, which is going to take only 2 days instead of 6 days. So in planning strategy 50, so the delivery time to the customer is lesser than the planning strategy 20. Okay, so we can deliver the final product to the customer much faster as compared to the planning strategy 20. Okay, so that is what is going to happen in planning strategy 50. Now, planning strategy 50, we will maintain the strategy in Material Master and let's start executing this scenario in SAP. Okay, how it behaves. Now, in this case, we will be entering the consumption mode. Okay, we will be maintaining the consumption mode as well as consumption periods. So these consumption modes and consumption periods we are going to maintain in our header material because to manufacture our down level materials. This is no way related in manufacturing our finished product. Though we are working with, we are maintaining this consumption mode and consumption periods, we are still working with make to order scenario only. Okay, we need to keep that in mind. Whatever the consumption modes and periods we are going to maintain in our finished product, those are maintained to manufacture the down level materials. Okay, not to manufacture the finished product. Finished product is only manufactured when we receive the sales order. Okay, let's see how it actually looks in the SAP system. So I'm going back to the SAP now. Now I have to maintain the proper manufacturing planning strategy in the 50. So I'll go back to transaction code MM02. This is my finished product. Go to MRP preview, enter. Now here we need to maintain planning strategy 50. Okay, and then we have to maintain the consumption mode here. So I'll maintain consumption mode as 2, which is nothing but backward and forward consumption, and period I will maintain it as 60 days. System will check for the requirements within 60 days and it will start consuming them. First for backward consumption. Once all the PRs are finished in the backward consumption, it will automatically switch to the forward consumption of the PRs, which we discussed in previous class. Okay, now we maintain proper settings over here. Click enter. I'm going to save my material master. Okay, so if you go to the stock requirement list, now everything, all the total situation is fresh. Okay, so let me check the down level components. Okay, 434. So let's say I'll be checking the down level component. This is bulk solution, right? So I'll clear everything as of now. Let's clear everything. Order reservation. So let us start freshly. Okay, save it, refresh it. Refresh it. As there are no any requirements over here. So if I run MRP for bulk solution, down level material, it will remove that planned order. So let me go and run the MRP for that. MD02. Enter. Okay, come back to the stock requirement list screen of bulk solution. Refresh it. Okay, now everything is gone. Now let's say that. So everything is fresh. Now let me go back to my previous finished product. Okay. To manufacture this finished product, we will wait for the sales order to come. So before that, what we have to do, we have to manufacture our down level materials because we are working with planning strategy 50. So in planning strategy 50, it is a combination of, if we check it out here, planning strategy 50 is a combination of plant independent requirement and customer requirement. Okay, so here we, as we said, we are maintaining consumption mode, consumption period, right? So in this case, we will be maintaining the forecast. Okay, why we are maintaining forecast? Because in advance, we have to manufacture our down level materials. In advance, we are manufacturing means we are assuming that we will get a sales order from the customer for our finished product. Okay, so for that, what we have to do, we have to do the forecasting. So we have to maintain the plant independent requirements for our down level materials. So to do that activity, we will maintain the forecasting for our header product. So let's go and let us maintain the forecast. MD61 transaction. This is our finished product. Click enter. Now I'll maintain the forecast. I'll maintain some 2 or 3 forecasts here, 100, 200. So let me maintain 2 forecast values and I'm going to save it. If you go back to stock requirement list screen, if I refresh it, now we will get the plant independent requirement. And here we can see that it is planning without assembly, final assembly. Okay, and we can clearly observe that now the independent requirement type here is VSC. Why it is coming as VSC? Because we are working with planning strategy 50. We maintain planning strategy 50 in material master. So once we are working with planning strategy 50, the independent requirement type will be getting it as VSC, which is getting pulled from this particular configuration. And when we start creating our customer order, so for the customer order, the requirement type will be KEV. We'll also see that. Okay, now VSC. If you go to stock requirement list, now we have independent requirements for our header materials. If I run MRP, system is going to create a planned orders for these independent requirements. Okay, so the next step what we are going to do is we are going to run MRP for this one. Okay, I'll go to the transaction code MD02 to run MRP. I have already run MRP now. Planning activity is done. Now I'm going to refresh the screen. System will create 2 planned orders for 2 requirements. One is for 100, another one is for 200. Suppose let's say if we try to convert this planned order to production order at this point of time, it is not possible. Okay, so let's try to do that. I'll double click on the planned order now. To convert it to production order, we don't have the options to convert the planned order to production order. Okay, generally the conversion for planned order to production order, we will be getting multiple buttons over here, right? So now those buttons are not available here. That means system will tell us that this is the order type VP, and for this order type, system will not allow us to convert the planned order to the production order. That means here it is very clear that the planned order which are generated here for the header material, these are generated just to manufacture the down level materials, not for the header material. This header material can only be manufactured once we receive the sales order. As of now, we don't have the sales order, right? But we need to manufacture down level materials. Once the down level materials are ready, as soon as the customer order comes into the picture, then we can start our manufacturing activity against that customer order. Now, these independent requirement planned orders are for the down level material. So let me go to the down level material. Okay, let's say I'll be manufacturing my down level material here. Okay, Pepsi bulk solution. If I refresh it, now we can see the planned orders and dependent requirements which are coming. It is very clear that the requirement is coming. It is called as a dependent requirement. From where this requirement is coming? It is coming from our header product. What is our header product? 431. Okay, which is nothing but Pepsi 1 liter bottle. This dependent requirement is flowing from the header material to the down level material. Okay, now for this dependent requirement system also created the planned order. That means we have to manufacture the down level materials first. Now if I try to convert this planned order to production order, now that particular buttons to convert the planned order to production order is available over here. Now we can convert this planned order. Requirement will not be converted. Okay, why it is not converted? Because we have not created a production order for this particular component here. That means we also require a routing as well as the bill of material for this particular product. That is why it is not allowing to create this planned order to production order. So once because the basic master data are not ready with us, we need bill of material to manufacture this product. We also need the routing to manufacture this product, and then we need to create a production version. What we did for our finished product. Okay. So once those things are ready, we can convert this planned order to production order, and we can bring this particular stock to the unrestricted use stock over here. It is not specific to any sales order now here. It is completely unrestricted use stock, and we can use this particular component once we receive the sales order for the header material, and then we can manufacture header material and deliver it to the customer. Okay. As of now, I'll not be creating the BOM or the routing or the production version for this particular product. Okay, will not waste time over here. So the process is same. Master data we have to create what we did for our finished product, and then we will be able to convert this planned order to production order. Okay, now let us assume that we already have the down level components. Okay, now we are assuming that we already have all these components ready with us. Okay, we have all these components handy with us. Okay, they are ready. We are waiting for the sales order to come from the customer. Once we receive sales order, we will manufacture our finished product. Okay, let's do that. Now what I will do, I will create one sales order for my finished product. So I'll go back to my finished product here, 431. I'll create one sales order here. So go back. So to create a sales order, transaction code is VA01. I'm creating a sales order. Let's say we are getting order from this customer. Okay, and we are delivering to the customer from this plant. Scroll down, enter the material here. He's giving the order for this material of, let's say, he's giving the order for 500 pieces or 500 quantity. Okay, click enter. Now, if you go to the procurement tab here, what should be the procurement tab? We would be able to see the procurement tab as KEV. From where this particular KEV is coming now, it is coming from this configuration with planning strategy 50. It is coming from planning strategy 50 customer requirement type KEV. It is coming from this place because we are working with planning strategy 50. We maintain 50 in our material master. Okay, so let's go back here. Okay, and let me check for any incompletion log. Yes, of course, there is an incompletion log related to the pricing. Let us complete that. Okay, so this value I'll maintain it as $10 US. Now I have maintained all the data. Come back. So if I go to this particular item here, and if you go to the shipping tab, I'll also maintain the storage location from where I want to deliver it to the customer. Enter it. Okay, now I'm going to save my sales order. As soon as we create a sales order, that means as soon as we receive a sales order from the customer, we would be able to see that particular sales order in our stock requirement list. Now I'll refresh it. We will see the sales order over here. Okay, so before that I should have shown one more point. So let me reverse this one and let me create it one more time. Okay, I want to show one more thing over here. I have taken screenshot. I forgot to take screenshot. Let me do that here. Let me cancel it and let me reverse what we did. Okay, so this is the actual case. I'll take a screenshot of this. I'll just take a screenshot, and now I'll create the sales order one more time. Okay, we just forgot to see one change over there. Let's say we get the order from this customer. Everything I'll maintain it here. Okay, this is the plant. Scroll down. This is the material. Let's say we are giving the order for 300 quantity only, or let's say we are getting the order for let's say for 150 quantity. Okay, let us assume that. Enter. Obviously, the procurement type will be KEV because we are working with planning strategy 50. We understood that. So let me maintain the incompletion data over here. So go to complete data, enter it. I'll maintain 10 USD. Yeah, everything is maintained. Come back. Now I'll also maintain the storage location here in the shipping tab. Enter it. Now I'm going to save my sales order. Okay, now sales order is created. I've already taken a screenshot. Now, as soon as I refresh it, the incoming sales order. Okay. Okay, let me minimize it a bit more. Okay, here, if you see this particular point. Okay, as soon as I refresh this screen, okay, the incoming sales order, what it did, the incoming sales order, system will not only bring the sales order over here, it will not only bring the sales order over here. The incoming sales order will also consume the plant independent requirement. So what is the sales order quantity that we have received here? The sales order quantity we have received is for 150 quantity, right? So the incoming sales order will also consume the plant independent requirement as soon as it enters the system. See, 100 quantity it has consumed from this requirement, so that BIR is disappeared from the screen, and remaining 50 it has consumed from this plant independent requirement. This 200 has been reduced to 150 because 50 quantity it has consumed. Okay, from these two independent requirements, it has consumed 150 quantity, and it has come over here as 150 quantity. This is how the incoming sales order will behave when it has been created in the system. It will consume the independent requirement immediately as soon as it lands into the system. Okay, now further what happens? MRP run takes place again for this particular customer order. Okay, now let me run MRP for this. I'll go here. So rest of the things will remain same. Now I'll run MRP MD02 for my finished product. MRP run took place. Now go to stock requirement list screen here. Okay, if I refresh it, now we will get one separate planned order for this customer order. It will be handled in a customer. It will be handled in a separate segment. Okay, see, now this planned order is generated for this particular customer order. And also one more thing, what we can notice here, the incoming planned order has consumed this particular planned order quantity of 100 from this planned order, and the incoming planned order has also consumed extra 50 quantity from this particular planned order. Earlier it was 200, now it has reduced to 150 over here. Okay, now it has reduced to 150. This is how system behaves. The customer order will consume the independent requirement, and the incoming planned order will consume the down level components planned order. Okay, now at this point, if we try to convert this planned order to production order, this planned order can be converted to production order because it is related to the sales order, and it will be converted to production order. We will manufacture it. Okay, here we can see. Now here also we will be able to see the linkage of planned order with the production order with the sales order. Okay, integration between PP and ESD, and this production order is being manufactured specific to this customer. Okay, I'm going to release it now. Anyway, release, not a problem. Now I'm going to save my production order. As soon as I save my production order, this planned order will be converted to production order. PRD ORD. Now it has been converted to production order. Now let's say all the activities related to production are complete. We will do the goods receipt for this. Okay. We'll do the goods receipt using MIGO transaction. Enter the production order number here. Click enter. Now scroll down. Now let's say where we want to receive this product. In this storage location, I want to receive it. Enter. Select item. Okay. Now check if there are any issues. Okay. No issues are there. They are just warning message saying that the batch will be created for that. Okay. Now post it. If you go back to stock requirement list screen, if I refresh this one, now that particular production order is removed from the screen because the production activities are done. Just like planning strategy 20. Whatever activity we are performing now, it is similarly to the planning strategy 20. Now the customer order specific stock is ready. We are going to deliver it to the customer. Okay. Let's say I'll be delivering it to the customer. Next step is delivery. So go to transaction code VL01N. Okay, which will be again done by the SD team. Okay, no scheduling. Okay, let me check the scheduling lines for this. So customer order, I'll be going to display mode. What I'm just checking the dates over there. Okay, fine. Go back to create delivery. Okay, fine. That's okay. Let's see. Okay, let me try to maintain the say no schedule lines. Okay, because the plant we consume two different plant orders, right? So that's the reason there's a mismatch in the date over here. Try to enter the date. So if okay, it's not taking this date, right? We check it one more time. The date over here. Going back to sales order. Oh, okay, 410. Okay, fine. Then, right. So let me go back to delivery again. So the other date is 410. Okay, let me scroll down. So let me maintain it as 410 here, and let me try to do this. Yeah, now it is accepting it. Okay, let's say the quantity is 150, and what is the batch number? Let me check the batch number in the stock overview. So we are already to the stock overview screen, and we can see that this 150 quantity is getting manufactured under this batch number 201. Enter the batch number 201 here in the delivery. Okay, enter it. Now try to do the post rules issue. Now this will be delivered to the customer. Once that is delivered to the customer, if we check out the stock in the stock overview list, it's already delivered. Okay, it's no more available with us, with our company in our storage location. So that will be removed from the system. And here also, even in the stock list, stock requirement list, if I refresh this one, because it's already delivered to the customer, this will be removed from the list, this particular list. So this is how planning strategy 50 will work. Okay, so only thing, the requirements, whatever we maintain, plant independent requirements or nothing but the forecast. So those are maintained only to manufacture the down level components here. Once the down level components are ready with us, okay, so that means we are reducing the delivery time to the customer. So we manufacture these things well in advance. For that purpose, we will maintain the PIR in planning strategy 50. Once the down level components are ready, we will wait for the sales order to come from the customer. Then we will start manufacturing activity against that sales order and then deliver it to the customer. Okay. For this purpose, we maintain PIRs as well as consumption mode and consumption period. So the incoming plant independent requirement, right? The incoming plant order. So how they need to consume the PIRs, forward consumption, backward consumption, and within what date range the system has to consume those PIRs. Because of that reason, we maintain consumption mode and consumption period in MRP 3 of the material master, along with planning strategy 50. Okay, so that is how the planning strategy 50 will work. Right now, hope this is clear to us. Planning strategy 20 and planning strategy 50. Okay, now let us understand the last concept here. That is nothing but the individual and the collective indicator. What is this individual indicator? What is this collective indicator? You will understand that. So before that, what I will do here, I'll clear some of the data, data which is we have created, and let's check it freshly. Okay, I'll go to right now. I'll remove this particular independent requirement. So select this. Let's clean the data and understand these individual and collective indicator. Okay, if I refresh it, now independent requirement is gone. I'll run MRP for this. MD02. Okay, MRP run to place. Go to stock requirement list. Refresh it. Okay, now everything is fresh over here with the headroom material. So let us check the down level materials. 432. Let me check the empty bottle now. So I'll also delete these things if I refresh it. Okay, I have to. Let us clear these things now, and let's understand it. Reservation. Go here. I'm going to save my order here. Refresh it. Okay, I'll also delete this planned order. Just to understand these last concept, I'm clearing it out everything. Okay, I'll check out for another component. 433. Okay, 433 is for bottle caps. So we'll also remove this planned order now. Delete it. Yes. Now if I refresh it, everything is Okay, now let's go to our main header material. 431 is our header material. We'll also go to the stock requirement material master MM02. So this is my header material MRP preview. So I'll maintain the strategy as 20 for this. Okay, just for our understanding purpose of the independent requirements and all. With strategy 20, we don't require these consumption mode and consumption periods. Okay, fine. So now what I will do, I'm going to save my material master. So let me check the data within the other two components, 432. Okay, so let me go to MRP3 and MRP4 views here. Okay, fine. Let me go to MRP4 here. So let's understand that for 432 component, nothing but our empty bottle. Okay, for our component, first component, let's say 432. This is empty bottle. Empty bottle. Here, the individual collective requirement, I will maintain it as 1. So what is that 1? 1 means here it is individual requirements only. 2 means collective requirements only. If you maintain blank over here, it is individual and collective requirements. So what are these things? You'll understand that. For one component, we'll maintain individual requirement 1. Okay, let's maintain it as 1, and I'm going to save my material master. For other component, 433 for bottle caps. Okay, we'll go to MRP4 view, and for this we'll maintain it as 2, 433. Okay, so let me note down here. For second, 433 bottle cap, we'll maintain the requirement as 2. This is individual requirement. This is collective requirement. Okay, this is collective requirement. Now, what happens if you maintain this one? Okay, let's go back to our PPT here. So let's say we have a header material. Okay, we have a header material called pump, and for the pump we have down level materials. One component is shaft and another component is spiral casing. Okay, for header material, let's say we get a sales order from 2 different customers. Sales order 1 and this is sales order 2 from 2 different customers. So the first order we are getting for some quantity over here for 10, and for second sales order we are getting it for the quantity 12. Now this is my finished product. To manufacture this product we require 2 components. One is shaft and one is spiral casing. And in the shaft component, I maintained the individual collective indicator as 1. Individual requirement. 1 means individual requirement. For spiral casing, I maintain the individual collective indicator as 2. Nothing but a collective requirement. As soon as we run MRP for the header material, when we run MRP for the header material, due to this 1, what system will do? It will generate the planned order for the dependent requirement. For the dependent requirements which are coming from the top level component to the down level component, they are called dependent requirement. System will create the individual planned orders for 2 different sales orders. That is because of the indicator what we maintain 1. 1 means individual requirement. Because of 1, 2 different planned orders will be created for the sales orders. If we maintain 2 over here, okay, though the sales orders are different which we received for the header material, this down level component, though we are receiving the 2 different requirements from the header material here, okay, one is for 10, another one is for 12, 2 different dependent requirements. Due to this setting 2, what we maintain, it's nothing but collective. System will create a collective planned order. That means single planned order for 2 different dependent requirements. It will club these dependent requirements and it will create only 1 single planned order because of this setting what we maintain in the component material master. Okay, independent requirement means system will create 2 separate planned orders for 2 separate dependent requirements. Collective requirement means it will club the dependent requirements and it will create 1 single planned order for 2 different dependent requirements. That is the concept of this individual or collective requirement field. Okay, now let us execute this in SAP and we'll understand it a little bit more in detail. Okay, and I'm going to save my material master here. Okay, if you go to stock requirement list screen, now everything is fresh. Okay, we will create a 2 separate sales order for this now. 2 separate sales orders. Let me go to the transaction code VA01 to create a sales order. Maintain the details in the initial screen. Let's say the first order we are receiving from this customer. Okay, and we are delivering from this plant. Okay, scroll down. Let's say he is giving the order for this finished product of 50 quantity. Enter it. Now let me maintain the details here in the shipping tab. What is the storage location, everything. Okay, enter it. Now come back. Let's check if there is any incomplete data. Incompletion log. Okay, let's maintain the pricing. Scroll down to maintain the pricing here. I'll maintain it as 10 USD. Now everything is maintained. Done. Now I'm going to save my sales order. My first sales order is being created. If you go to stock requirement list screen, now first customer order is created. Okay, so let me create one more customer order here. This customer order is from another customer, a different customer. Okay, and the delivery plant we will maintain here. Scroll down, and this is the material, and this is the order quantity. Let's say he's giving the order for 30 quantity. Let me maintain the details in the shipping tab again. Okay, here we'll maintain the pricing as well, shipping details as well. Okay, we maintained all the data. Now if we check any incompletion log, in case, okay, the document is complete over here, I'm going to save my sales order. If you check out in the stock requirement list, now we'll get another sales order. Okay, I'm going to run MRP for this. So system will create a separate planned orders for the sales order. So go back, now run MRP for this. MD02. Okay, MRP run took place. If you go to stock requirement list screen, now refresh it. So we got 2 planned orders for separate customer orders. Now if we check the stock requirement list screen of down level components, let's say I'll open another session MD04, okay, and the product 432, enter it, empty bottles. Now here for empty bottles, what we maintained as one individual requirement, right? So that is the reason it has. See, the dependent requirements are coming from the top material. 431 is our Pepsi 1 liter bottle. That is the material code for our finished product, Pepsi 1 liter bottle. Due to the setting what we maintain, individual requirements, system has created planned orders individually for 2 different customer orders. Okay, now let me open one more session and let us check MD04 for the another component, 433. Now here we could be able to see, okay, let me take it here. We could be able to see there is only one customer one planned order has been created by clubbing 2 different dependent requirements which are coming from the top header material. Okay, scroll to the right side and here also we can see clubbing these 2, it has created one single planned order. So this is happening because we maintain the collective individual requirement in the other one bottle caps as 2. In the bottle cap as 2. 2 means collective. It will combine the dependent requirements and it will generate one single planned order. If you maintain 2, if you maintain one means individual requirement, it will generate separate planned orders for separate dependent requirements. Okay, this is what happens with individual requirement 1 and 2. Okay, if you maintain blank, as we already see, we have seen, right? There is one more option, blank, collective or individual requirement. If you maintain blank in the down level components, so what it will follow, whether it will follow individual requirement or it will follow collective requirement. If you maintain blank in the down level components, means what happens? So blank means what the down level components will follow the individual collective requirement what has been maintained in the header material. Okay, if you maintain blank value in the down level components, they will follow the individual collective requirement which has been maintained in finished FG product. What we maintain in FG product, so that rule will apply to the down level components if you maintain blank value for the down level components. Okay, so this is all about this particular topic, individual and collective requirements indicator. Okay, so we have done with our make to stock production scenarios. So in today's session we understood what is, sorry, it's not make to order, make to stock, it's make to order production scenario. Okay, in make to order MTO, what we understood in today's session, we understood what exactly is make to order production. Okay, what are the different strategies? We executed planning strategy 20 and planning strategy 50. We also understood what is unrestricted use stock and what is sales order specific stock, what is the difference between these two, and finally we understood the individual and collective indicator in material master. Okay, how the system is going to behave if we maintain 1, if we maintain value 2, or if we keep it as a blank. Okay, so these are the various topics which we understood in today's session. Okay, so that's it for today. Let's meet again with a new topic in our next session. Till then, see you. Thank you.